Hi, my name is Amandeep Kaur and I'm doing my Masters in Enterprise System and Business Analytics. And my student ID is 30364825 and my group members are Navdeep, Navjot and Dilpreet. And we are making a web application for the Shagosh restaurant. And this project is very challenging as this project will also help me in the future that I can tackle any problem or any difficult situation. If I talk about the sprint one, after completing the storyboard and the requirements, we implemented sprint one dashboard, which will definitely identify tasks involved in user stories. In sprint 1, we focused on completing users registration system, login system, and completing the order process and finalizing, tracking, and food whether it's prepared or ready or not, or ready for the pickup. The theme to sprint one to design customer registration payment system and login portal. There are some examples like what we did, such as overall design of web application. User can select multiple payment methods such as they can pay by card, or they can pay by mastercard, or they can pay by credit or debit card, or they can pay by PayPal. If I will talk about the challenges or mistakes that we have done in the sprint one, as we were more focused on the designing and making it perfect, that we lost the time, resulting in the project stuck behind. So we managed this by working overtime on the task planned in sprint one, and we was able to complete the sprint 1 task before the initialization of sprint 2. Now we know that sticking on the planning is important, and we will complete the project on time. So, from our mistake, I found that sticking on the planning in managing the project and its completion is very important. So, I am also maintaining the database and its integration with backend, which is very essential, and am mastering my SQL skills that I am using it in creating database Sigma and storage for staff member, and it's a user story that are making the food available. If I'll talk about the progress in the first sprint one, so we completed the task allocated in sprint 1 despite of the fact that sprint 1 was getting delayed. However, due to the dedication of the team and overtime hard work, we were able to achieve the sprint 1 task and accomplished the outcome. So, if I'll talk about the part in the project, mainly the documentation of the project made and testing involving the payment system and how application was built was my and Navjot's part. So, with the project business process management, I worked with Navjot to implement the to correct many UI problems that the application was having. It had many flaws with the design and suitable for small screen devices only, which is the main non-functional requirement. So we worked hard to solve this problem, as the application was went into its further development. The payment integration and the address checking mechanism that allows a user to provide address only if they are under 5 kilometer radius from the restaurant. And the payment system also have many flaws, such as uh, with the PayPal system, but with the other members of the group, we made it very clear and good. So, if I'll talk about the sprint 2, we have done many mistakes in sprint 2. Through sprint 1, we learned that the time management is an important part to manage project, and it's required to maintain the project timeline. However, due to continuously managing the time, we were not able to keep up with the quality of the project. Hence, proper testing planning was missing with the sprint 2, which was addressed in sprint 3. Because, as I have early mentioned, that we we were stuck in sprint 1 and we have wasted so much time on that. So we 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 was like managing the time in sprint 2. If I'll talk about the planning for mistakes done in sprint 1 and 2, and making the project on time. So for sprint 3, we registered the test trail account that kept the testing plans and specification for the project, and hence we were able to maintain the errors and defects of the project, which were either addressed early or later depending on the urgency of the project. So, if I'll talk about why the restaurant want to build the online application, as you all know that due to coronavirus, they people prefer to take a food take away for takeaway, or like the home delivery. So to manage the business, or to manage to sell their food online, they want a proper web application for that restaurant. So that's why we are building this to make it very convenient for the staff as well as for the customer. As if the staff customer is in 5 kilometer radius, they will the site automatically get the order. And if it's not in the 5 kilometer radius, the it shows the system shows the error for the customer. So then they will choose further for the pickup, or for like for having food in the restaurant. It's up to the customer. So, if I'll talk about the overall project and the experience, it's very interesting and challenging process, as we all learned a lot from this subject, which will definitely help us in the future to manage any situation or any project like this. And I would like to thank my like client and supervisor. They supported us a lot with this project. So thank you so much.